Today we'll be taking a closer look at Gumi's second quarter financial results for the fiscal year ending April 2026.
Let's get started. The biggest highlight of this quarter's result is undoubtedly the massive success of our new mobile game, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Aura Aura Overdrive, or Oradora for short.
What's important here is that this success isn't just a temporary spike in revenue. It's how we established a stable foundation for significant growth from the third quarter onward. Today, we'll focus on this point and break down our company's strategy in detail. So let's start with the earnings summary on page 3. First off, the sales revenue is incredible, 2,496,000,000 yen.
That's a massive 84% increase in revenue compared to the first quarter.
84%. So that's almost entirely attributable to Oradora, isn't it?
Exactly. However, if you look at the operating profit below, you'll see a loss of 235 million yen, meaning we are in red.
Oh, really? But with such a strong revenue growth, why is there a loss?
That's the key point here. This was actually a strategic operating loss. It's the result of our strategic investment in advertising expenses for Oradora's launch.
I see, so advertising cost.
Specifically around 435 million yen. Without that advertising spend, we estimate our actual operating profit would have been surplus of about 200 million yen.
So this isn't a failure, but rather a loss resulting from an upfront investment intended to generate future profits.
That's exactly right.
So does that mean the outlook for Q3 and beyond is strong?
Yes, starting in the third quarter, we'll be looking at a full 3 months of revenue from Oradora, and we expect that advertising costs will stabilize. As a result, we're forecasting significant increases in profits going forward. As for net profit attributable to parent company shareholders, we've achieved a positive result for the 5th consecutive quarter. This is thanks to revaluation gains on cryptocurrency assets from our blockchain-related businesses.
So we're not a one-trick pony relying solely on the game business. The diversification across our businesses is supporting the company's management and stability.
Yes, you can view it that way. In addition, Oradora surpassed 1.5 million downloads. Furthermore, we also raised funds through the issuance of new stock acquisition rights, and we steadily laid the groundwork for future quarters.
So next on page 4, how's the progress on our midterm plan?
At the end of the second quarter, the cumulative pre-tax net profit was 1.47 billion yen.
So since the full-year profit target is between 2.5 billion yen to 4 billion yen, the progress rate is?
It's about 48%.
So we are progressing almost exactly as planned. This strong progress is also thanks to the blockchain-related business, correct?
Yes, the revaluation gains from the rise of the market value of our crypto assets have contributed significantly. We will continue to make steady progress toward achieving our plan.
Let's move on to page 5. This is about our strategy for creating hit titles, isn't it?
This is our new strategy for the game business. We're planning to change our approach a bit from what we've done in the past.
And in what way?
We are transitioning to a business model that enhances reproducibility of hits by combining globally recognized powerful IPs with our own game engine.
I see. So the first title to come out of that strategy was Oradora, which you mentioned earlier.
Yes, as a result, it surpassed 1.5 million downloads, proving the effectiveness of the strategy.
So, going forward, we will be investing the stable revenue from Oradora into the development of our next major title.
That's correct. Starting next fiscal year in 2026 and 2027, we'll continue to release 1 to 2 growth driver titles each year.
So we are aiming for a sustainable revenue model that doesn't rely on one-off hits.
And on page 6, another key pillar is leveraging our own IP. A prime example is Phantom of the Kill, the IP we've cultivated for many years. We are rebuilding it, collaborating with Studio Z, aiming for a release in spring of 2026.
This isn't just a simple re-release, is it?
That's right. We are updating the IP for current customers. The goal is to create stable revenue opportunities. This will make the entire gaming portfolio more robust.
Now, while solidifying the foundation with the game business, how will we invest in growth areas? Page 7 is about fundraising, correct?
Yes, this is about fundraising through the issuance of the 26th series of stock acquisition rights. What's important here is how the raised funds will be used.
Could you elaborate?
Essentially, we'll concentrate the entire amount into the growth sector, the blockchain-related business.
The entire amount? That sounds like a very strategic move.
Yes, It's not just a financial measure. Please understand it as an offensive fundraising move to further boost our earning power.
The use of funds is organized into 3 points, I see.
First is to repay the loans for acquiring XRP and strengthening our financial base. Second is to acquire additional Bitcoin and XRP to enhance our asset management business.
And the third is strategic investment in future fields, such as crypto asset funds and the AI domain.
Exactly. We will boldly reallocate the resources to growth areas.
The specific move for that is on page 8, participating in the XRP ecosystem, for instance.
We're further deepening our collaboration with the SBI Group. First, on August 29th, we decided to acquire 2.5 billion yen worth of XRP and are proceeding with the acquisition in stages. Furthermore, in October, we also made a joint investment in Evernorth.
What kind of company is that?
Evernorth is a company that develops infrastructure for institutional investors that is professional investors to handle XRP.
So it's very significant for us to invest in them.
There are 3 main reasons. First, it establishes a practical framework for company to manage XRP in large scale.
Right.
Second, we can participate in the core of XRP ecosystem led by SBI Group. And third, we can also expect investment returns from the future IPO of Evernorth itself.
So it's not just about holding crypto assets, but the medium to long-term strategy to become one of the builders of that ecosystem.
That's exactly right.
And as a result, on pages 9 and 10, the balance of crypto assets we hold has also increased significantly. The balance of crypto assets held by our group increased by about 2.3 billion yen in the period from end of Q1 to the end of Q2 alone. The total holdings of our entire group, including the fund, have expanded to the scale of 30 billion yen, which also contributes to increased returns from our asset management business.
Looking at the graph on page 10, that growth immediately obvious.
We've maintained the stable upward trend. The balance at the end of the second quarter was 12.157 billion yen, compared to the same period last year. That's a significant increase of 177%. Going forward, we plan to strategically acquire assets like Bitcoin and XRP to strengthen our revenue base.
Then on page 12, let's take another look at details of our performance.
The profit statement, or P&L, as I mentioned earlier, shows that while sales have grown significantly quarter over quarter, our operating profit is temporarily in the red.
Right. The important thing is the outlook from Q3 onward, isn't it?
That's right. The advertising expenses, which were upfront investment, will normalize from this point on. So we expect significant profit increase from profit in Q3 onward.
So to speak, this is where we start to reap the rewards. Page 13 explains the situation for each business segment.
First, regarding the mobile game business, we have a temporary loss due to the advertising cost for Oradora. However, if we exclude that cost, our actual operating profit is about 107 million yen in the black.
I see. On the other hand, the blockchain-related businesses posting an operating profit.
For this segment, revenue from sales of crypto assets we received contributed to profits, absorbing game development and asset management costs. The game businesses are defensive revenue base, while the blockchain-related businesses are offensive growth driver. You can see the division of roles here as well.
However, on page 14, there's a supplementary note. Could you explain the ordinary profit for the blockchain-related business, though it might get a little bit technical?
Here, we were able to post an ordinary profit because the market value of the crypto assets we hold has risen. On the other hand, we also have some ordinary losses due to factors like the downturn in the market or the revaluation of our investment targets. But overall, we are maintaining a positive result.
And our groundwork for the future isn't limited to just watching. Page 15 covers our strategic AI sector.
This also looks like a major business opportunity for the future, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. We've partnered with the U.S. AI incubation program, AIEB, and made new investments in 3 promising Silicon Valley startups.
And AIEB has some global players participating, right?
Yes, prominent companies like Andreessen Horowitz, Microsoft, and OpenAI are taking part. Our goal of joining is to gain access to cutting-the-edge technology and networks. We're also planning additional investments at a scale of several hundred million yen, and we've cultivated the AI sector as a growth option for our company's future.
That's very exciting. Then finally, on page 16, regarding the resignation of a director. Outside director Mr. Okazaki will be resigning as of December 12, 2025. The background is related to capital and business alliance between the company Mr. Okazaki represents and AltPlus, which develops mobile games.
So this is proactively avoiding future risk of conflict of interest.
That's correct. We've received a letter of resignation from Mr. Okazaki, which we have accepted. That concludes the explanation of the financial results for the second quarter of the fiscal year ending April 2026. So, we'll further strengthen the stable revenue base established by Oradora and strive to achieve the goals of the midterm plan and enhance corporate value. For details on business progress and performance trends that were omitted from today's presentation, please refer to the separate material on our website.
Thank you very much for joining our financial result briefing.
Thank you for watching.